President Trump said there has never been a better time than now to bring peace to the Middle East. Watch him here.
You have a great opportunity right now. There's a great feeling for peace throughout the Middle East. I think people have just had enough. They've had enough of the bloodshed and the killing, and I think you're going to see things starting to happen. What we did over the weekend was, they say there's never been anything like it ever before.
Joining me right now, Consul General of Israel in New York, Ambassador Dani Dayan. Good to have you here. He says there's never been anything quite like this. What do you think?
Well, I think that, first of all, this visit is extremely important. And he's right. The sooner the better we get the deal. The question of course, if the President Trump will be able to change the attitude of the Palestinians, that their intransigence doesn't make possible any deal. But I must admit that we have here three firsts. The first public flight, direct flight from Riyadh to Israel. The second one is the fact that sitting U.S. president visits the Western Wall. And the third one, that the first presidential travel abroad includes Israel.
So this
Those
is very
are three
encouraging.
firsts that are very encouraging.
Very encouraging to you. Let me ask you about something that Blake Berman, our reporter there, mentioned, and that's, of course, that Donald Trump is making the point that he never said the word Israel when he was speaking to the Russians, and yet in the reports that came out, we learned via those reports that somehow this intelligence was provided by the Israelis. What do you make of that? If, in fact, he never uttered the word Israel, are we in a situation now where the leaks have gotten so bad that it's putting Israel, your country, at risk as well?
Well, you know, Trish, first of all, I obviously cannot deny nor confirm that that leak, that was a leak and that Israel was the source of that. Leave me out of that matter. But I can tell you categorically, the intelligence relationship, the strategic relationship, including in intelligence between Israel and the United States, is so strong, so intimate, that it will continue to thrive, and we will have no secrets whatsoever.
So you don't think this would set anything back? In other words, if in fact he did, and again, and I know you're not commenting on that.
Without commenting on the specific issue, not at all. The intelligence that we share and that our intelligence communities are so intertwined and so collaborating with each other that this issue has no significance whatsoever if it happened, and of course if it didn't happen.
Let me ask you this, because I was watching Netanyahu up there, and I thought to myself, you know, he's got to feel pretty good, just in that, you know, for 8 years we had a president that was not, shall we say, you know, front and center on Israeli issues. And now you have a president that is communicating a very different vibe. And his son-in-law and his own daughter are Jewish. And I wonder, how does that make you think about our relations with Israel going forward?
Well, first of all, what you just said is, you know, the fact that President Obama visited the Middle East early in his administration, his first term, and skipped Jerusalem, made that what I think he knows it was a mistake, but left an indelible mark for many, many years to come in the relationship between Israel and the previous administration, and between the personal relationship between Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Obama. That's the reason I am so glad, so happy that President Trump did exactly the opposite. But you know, Trish, ultimately, the trend of the graph that is the Israeli-American strategic alliance is upwards always. We had our tactical up and downs, but the graph has an upward trend from 1948 to 2017, and I hope it will continue going upwards. Ambassador,
good to have you here. And by the way, you took over for Ido Aharoni, right?
Exactly. I'm here 10 months, but you know, 10 months in New York, I'd like a decade, 10 years elsewhere.
Hey, hopefully it doesn't feel like that. But anyway, good to have you here, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.